first guests are the Camadoys. Good morning, good afternoon. Well, I got to start over now. I blew that one. Good afternoon, good morning, whatever. Hi there. It's got to be hi there, not a good morning. See, this is what happens in television.
We mentioned he's the TD machine, even though it's the Big Reds on the field right now. That's a fumble, not ready for the snap. Taddy picks it up late in the backfield. At the 5, dancing, moving, shaking, still has the ball. Look out here, he's got blockers too. Up 20, 25, now 30. Chris Taddy could be gone. Past midfield, now down to the 40, the 35. Huskies get over there, they don't trip him up. Chris Taddy, touchdown, Big Reds.
I think my favorite Christmas song would be White Christmas, and my I guess the group that I would enjoy the most to listen to or person would be John Denver.
Well, I just have to get this cord over here. Just give me something to get this off.
I gotta lock the camera down.
There.
I didn't lock.
Oh, there. Thanks, EJ.
Taddy will inbound, 9.3 seconds, so enough time. Ashford brings it up. Couple seconds left on the clock. Need a shot up. Taddy, and a Hail Mary from Chris Taddy. Soccer style throw in. And it is a riot right now.
Now there's cameras on my right, in front of me, and right to my left. And there's one even over there up high. They seem to know just what they're doing. They look so professional. They're here for a good cause, March of Dimes.
Thank you, teachers, for helping me do my best. Thank you, teachers, for being so kind. Thank you, teachers, for helping me when I need help.
Thank you, teachers, for making me laugh. Thank you, teachers, for teaching me things that can't be found in a book.
Thank you to all the math teachers who teach their students that math isn't just numbers. A few actually sparked my interest enough that I now want to go pursue it as a career.
Thank you, teachers, for, well, everything.
This is Danielle Mertz
And Shaka Saman.
with WRW Radio live from McMorran Place Theater in downtown Port Huron.
We welcome you to a community salute to education. Positively, Port Huron Area School District, a television production by CPHS Channel 6.
Please join us in welcoming our co-hosts for the show, Janice Rose
And Jim Relkin.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Janice, we have an audience tonight for Positively Port Huron Area School District, a community salute to education. Thank you for being here.
This event is positive, and as a lifelong resident, the school district is a foundation of our community, and Port Huron's great.
I think the kids in our school district are great. It's great to see everybody here showing off.
And I could speak firsthand as to the wonderful school education our 4 children received going from kindergarten through SC4 and over to University of Michigan.
When my writing is over and my poem is through, I'll be proud to say that I knew you.
But then last year I moved to Port Huron District and I just immediately felt comfortable there.
And in this whole year myself, I ended up meeting many different people from different backgrounds in different classes, and it's a joy, a one-ride joy.
I feel that this community, Port Huron District, is very special community.
Positively, Port Huron area schools. We love you all. Whoa!
Every time I go in a building, I'm really impressed by the fact that the kids get along so well, and like our previous activity here, the diversity of ages and genders and cultures, how they all so easily work together as a team, and that's really what it's going to be when they get out in the real world. So this is a great start.
So thank you very much, all of you, for being very supportive. And the Port Huron Area School District is the best district around.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that, and want to thank you, Jim, and everybody else for all that you're doing for Port Huron Area School District, because you know what? We do happen to have the best school district in this state.
Chapman outside, he's got the wheels, here he goes! Magic Man, 15-10-5 touchdown! Big Red! Okay, good block Winslow, springs free, Mark Chapman, look out! Past midfield, he's gone. Absolutely, see ya. Chapman, 90 yards, touchdown, Big Red. 10 from the 9. Mark Chapman could be gone. 50-45. You're not going to catch him, Wall Lake. Touchdown, Big Reds. Play fake. Mark Chapman left side. And they call a touchdown. Mark gets in again. Quarterback keeper Mark Chapman. See, look at the speed. You cannot contend with speed like that if you do not have men waiting for him in front of him. Again, looking, but he's going to be sacked. No, he stays on his feet. How he stayed on his feet, I have no idea. Chapman, caught, complete. Jalen Esters, 35, 30. A miracle play from the Magic Band to the 20. Like that dead. Chapman rolls, fakes, starts. He's got open field. 20, 10. Chapman 5, dives end zone. Got in, touchdown, Big Red. That's all there is to it. Play fake, Mark Chapman. Touchdown, Big Reds. Chapman, play fake, Chapman, keeper. Here he goes. Mark Chapman, 40, 45, 50. He's past midfield to the 35. Now the 30, 25, 20. Mark Chapman could be gone. He is. Touchdown, Big Reds. Touchdown, Mark Chapman.
The idea of the tree and growth at Northern, it's the teachers that are improving, and the effect is that students are becoming more successful and we're having higher achievement levels. So really the trunk of the tree, the core of the tree is the teachers. We're the backbone because we're the ones in the classroom, we're the ones that are making the changes that affect the students directly.
In my class right now, what they're doing is we are learning some background information on Greek gods and goddesses because we will be studying the Odyssey by Homer next marking period. And so it's important for the students to know who these gods, goddesses, monsters are that Homer refers to in that epic poem, the Odyssey, and to do some research. Right now what they're doing is I've given them a list of different gods and goddesses, monsters that we will be discussing, and I've divided them into groups of 3, and then what they are doing is doing their own research, and then they're collaborating with their group in order to share their information, and each person is taking their opportunity to teach their other group members what they've learned thus far. And while they are doing the teaching, the one student, the other 2 in the group are taking copious notes, and then they switch. So WebQuest is something that we've learned with ICLE. It takes the place of a lecture so that it's not me standing up there and giving them notes, and so they're doing, it's more of a student-based where they are doing their actual research. And then the final project is they'll be coming back into the Media Center using the computers to design a PowerPoint presentation where they will be becoming an expert on one god, goddess, monster that I will give them to do, and they'll be teaching the rest of the class about that particular character. And what part of it is how well are your slides designed, how much information do you have you used proper grammar, spelling in your slide presentation. I'm hoping that they're having fun, but I also hope that they're learning. So far I think everybody's enjoying themselves, yes.
So basically what the breakdown of the weight training classes are is we try to expose them to as many different workouts throughout the semester and the year as possible, so they can kind of see the different types of things they might want to do when they, get out into, college, or, they get to their job someday and they want to continue, lifelong fitness. So we try to do a lot of aerobic workouts, anaerobic, different types of workouts. You saw today where their partners are together and they're kind of picking their exercises and their weights. Today we had specific exercises that they had to do. We're building up to the point where they're going to create their own workout that they would use outside of the class. If they were at home and they didn't have equipment, they didn't have the access to a gym, that they could still do these types of workouts. So we try to vary them as much as possible. We'll usually work out 4 days a week and do some type of conditioning 1 day a week. But sometimes we'll work out 3 days a week and do a total body workout, like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, we'll do some type of fitness conditioning, some type of exercise, aerobic or anaerobic, to get the heart rate up. There's a lot of little nuances through all the exercises that you do, and you hope that you get to the point where the kids help each other out. Because, down the road when you're working out on your own or working out with somebody, you want to be able to help them do it correctly, because safety is the #1 thing. So that's kind of how the class is formed, and kind of how it works throughout the semester and the year. A lot of hands-on and a lot of what's relevant to you when you get out into the real world, I guess.
Math is really difficult to relate to, and people find it difficult to relate to real life. So what I try to do before every lesson is at least find one relationship between what I'm teaching in real life. Today we started with a warm-up, and usually the warm-ups consist of the information that I taught the day before. So what the students will do is they'll come up, they'll have time to do the problems, they'll come up to the board, they'll do the problems, and then they'll have to explain to the class what they did. So instead of me explaining it to them all the time, they can hear it from each other, which usually helps them out because they're not hearing it from me again the same way. They're hearing it from each other a different way. After the warm-up, I gave them an entrance ticket. The entrance ticket, I showed them a YouTube video on the movie Contagion, which talks about exponential growth of a disease, and then I gave them a problem based on that video clip that I showed them. I also showed a clip on decay with car depreciation values and gave a problem on decay as well. And each partner, one did growth, one did decay, and they worked on those. They kind of talked about them a little bit. After that, they got to come up with their own problems, which kind of brings it up a step, brings it up a notch as far as the rigor level, because they have to think back. They have to start at the problem, and they have to write the problem, then they can think about solving it. They got to talk about their problems, and the end result was really neat because we wrote all the problems on the board, and as their homework assignment, the students got to actually solve each other's problems. So they weren't problems that were out of the book, they weren't problems that I came up with, they were problems they created themselves. They took ownership for that, and the students solved their problems as a homework assignment. The ICLE training that we received has helped me a lot. Lynn Kuzmish has came in, and that's something that was directed by Mr. Mossett, which he put a lot of emphasis on taking her strategies and using them in class, and he encourages us to try new things in class. And he's really persistent on making sure that we are doing the best we can and that we are trying all different methods and try to engage students and push them to their fullest potential.
The biggest change I see is the consistency with the strategies that teachers are using every day.
I put a learning target up on my dartboard every day, telling students what it is that they should know for that goal at the end of the hour.
I see a lot of teacher collaboration.
We've really gotten away from straight lecturing a lot and a lot more activity and strategy-based instruction.
And I think for the kids, it's a better environment to learn in when you're not getting the same thing every hour, delivered in the same way. And
going beyond the textbook is so beneficial for these kids, and it's so much more engaging for the kids.
The students are in small groups where they're asking each other questions and answers, and they're bouncing ideas off each other. Therefore, many more students are engaged than there were previously.
Port Huron High School, 1859, 1870, 1874, 1906, 1957. The buildings have changed, but Port Huron High School's character has remained the same. For over 100 years, Port Huron High has established itself as the educational institution of over 29,000 graduates and have instilled in them the honor of wearing a cap and gown, a symbol of completing a covenant to knowledge and at the same time the launching of an ambition to undertake new challenges. Just 5 months after the Civil War ended, Port Huron High began its legacy. Building on the constant dedication of teachers and staff, Port Huron infused scholastic principles which, in 1919, led to the creation of the National Honor Society. Since the inception of the school, Port Huron High School has become synonymous with academic excellence. Furthermore, not only did the faculty prepare their students academically, but they also incited and cultivated talents within their pupils. Port Huron High offered programs such as choir, orchestra, and the opportunity to perform in the Big Red Marching Machine Band. School pride intensified with the onset of sports, where the Big Red set the standards for garnering many state, regional, and district championships. More so, school spirit continues to express itself through the week-long celebration of homecoming, an event that originated in 1950. All of these activities and lessons, combined with the ongoing support of parents and the community, has provided longevity and stature to this foundation. And like the different locations of the school, the hallways change with new faces. But the composition of this structure remains true to its basic elements of pride, tradition, and excellence.